Hi and Assalamualaikum to Madam Hasni Suhana. So today we're going to present a group project which is a sampling technique. Next. So let me introduce ourselves first. Hi, I am Najla Shabila binti Hasnizam.
Hi, my name is Nurul Binti Zahuri.
Hi, my name is Irina binti Marhalim.
Hi, my name is Nukulata Aini binti Muhammad Hisham.
So we have chose two topic of our journal. The first one is role of human resource management functions on organizational performance with reference to Kenya Power and Lighting Company by Narabi West Region. And the second one is the effect of human resource management practices on business performance among private companies in Malaysia. Next.
For the definition sampling article A, the text provided defines research design as a presentation of the plan, structures or strategy of investigation to answer research questions. The study described in the text adopts a case study descriptive survey research design. Additionally, the text discusses the theory of expectancy, which is based on the belief of valence, the emotional orientation people have towards reward, and expectancy, the belief that employees have different expectations and effort levels to achieve their desired outcomes. The text also mentioned the existence of performance contracts, which are range of management instruments used to define responsibilities and expectation between parties to achieve mutually agreed results. Next. All right, next for the introduction journal article A. The text provided is an introduction to a journal article and mentions several studies related to the link between business strategy, human resource system, and organization performance. The study cited Arthur 1992, the link between business strategies and industrial relation system in America's steel mills. Arthur 1994, effects of human resource system on manufacturing performance and turnover, and Bob Purcell and Wright 2002. Human resource management, scope, analysis, and significance. The article described a research study that aimed to document the result on the role of human resource management function on organization performance and provided information for companies on the effective implementation of HRM practices. Next. Next, for the body or content journal article A, the body content of the journal article provides more information about the research study that was conducted. The study gathered data for 30 US street mills and assessed the impact of a high commitment strategy versus a control strategy on labor efficiency and scrap rate. The findings show that the firms with a high commitment strategy had significantly higher levels of productive and quality compared to those with a control strategy. The study also used Combat Alpha as a tool to measure the internal consistency of construct and found that the construct has good reliability with an alpha value of 0.7 as the threshold. Right?
Okay,
For the
now
definition of stratified sampling technique, the method of sampling in which a heterogeneous population is divided into smaller, non-overlapping subgroups or strata, and a sample is randomly selected from each of the strata to represent the entire population. So next. So the advantages and the disadvantages of stratified sampling technique are the first one, advantages, increased precision. The first one is stratified sampling reduce the variability within groups and increase the precision of estimates. This is particularly useful when analyzing subgroups within a population. The next one is representativeness. This one is stratified sampling ensures that all subgroups in a population are represented in the sample. Also, so estimates are more accurate. So for the third one is efficiency. By dividing the population into subgroups, stratified sampling allows researchers to focus on specific groups of interest and enables more efficient use of resources. So for the fourth, reduce sampling error. Stratified sampling reduces the sampling error by reducing the effect of sampling bias, which occurs when a sample does not accurately represent the population. So the last one is comparability. With stratified sampling, data collected from different subgroups can also be compared in a meaningful way, enabling researchers to draw more accurate conclusions about the populations. So for the disadvantages, first one is complexity. Stratified sampling requires more planning and also resources compared to other sampling techniques, especially when the population has many subgroups. The next one is cost. Stratified sampling can be more expensive and also than other techniques, especially if the subgroups are widely dispersed geographically or if special equipment is needed to sample the subgroups. Next one, bias. Although stratified sampling aims to reduce bias in the sample, it is still possible for some groups to be over or underrepresented in the sample if the stratification is not done properly. So next one, assumptions. Stratified sampling relies on the assumption that the population is heterogeneous and that the subgroups are well defined and non-overlapping. If these assumptions are not met, the result of the study may be inaccurate. So for the last one is time-consuming. Stratified sampling can be a time-consuming process as it involves dividing the population into subgroups and conducting separate sampling for each subgroup, which may delay the overall data collection process. So next.
Okay, so now I will explain about definition sampling for Article B. So sampling in these articles is referred to the process of selecting a convenient sample of 159 private companies from Selangor in Malaysia due to constraints. One trained data collector randomly approached potential respondents in private business organizations and screen them to complete a survey. Out of the 159 respondents who agreed to complete the survey, six were discarded. The measurement development process involved administering a personal survey questionnaire to assess HRM practice and business performance. Business performance was measured using items developed by Lee and Lee 2007 with minor wording change tailored to the business organizations in Malaysia. Factor analysis was used to assess the data collected. So next is the introduction for journal article B. So firstly is the title, the effect of human resource management practice on business performance among private companies in Malaysia. For Richard's name is involved in the article Syed Shah Alam, who is the corresponding author and affiliated with the School of Business Management in Faculty of University of Malaysia. So the journal is about Journal of Business and Management. For the objective of this article was to investigate the effect of human resource management in HRM practice on business performance in private firms in Malaysia. The study aimed to determine if HRM practice such as compensation, training and development, recruitment and selection, employer participation, employee security, and job design have an impact on overall business performance. The study also found that all six HRM practice can help to improve firms' business performance, except for compensation or incentive and employers' security, which did not show any support towards improving business performance. So, lastly is finding. So the finding of this article is suggests that all six HRM practice, except for compensation or incentive and employee security, can improve business performance in private firms in Malaysia, including productivity, product quality, and firms' flexibility. The study also found a positive and significant relationship between HR planning and business performance, which is consistent with previous literature. So, however, the study found no significant relationship between compensation or incentive and employers' security and business performance. So, overall, the study provides a meaningful guideline for human resource management practitioners in the Malaysian context. So next, I will pass to Christina.
Okay, thank you, Erdina. Next, body content for journal article B. The title for this article is the effect of human resource management practices on business performance among private companies in Malaysia. The sampling technique used for this article was convenience sampling, not purposive or stratified. The sampling was not purposive, where participants are selected based on predetermined characteristic, or stratified, where participants are divided into subgroups based on certain characteristics. The final sample size for the study was 153 respondents, which result in an effectiveness responses rate of 91.45%. The researcher approached 159 private companies, and all of the respondents were from those selected from company. However, 6 respondents were discarded due to an incomplete survey or other factors such as non-response bias. Therefore, the researcher analyzed data from 153 participants. Next slide. Okay, definition convenience random sampling. Convenient random sampling is a non-probability sampling technique in which participants are selected based on availability and willingness to participate in the study. In the article, the researcher used a convenience sampling method to select 159 private companies due to cost constraints. They approached potential respondents in randomly selected private business organization in Selangor, Malaysia, with one trained data collected existing and respondent in completing a survey before approaching the next available person and resuming the screening process. Therefore, the researchers selected participants based on convenient accessibility rather than randomly selecting them from the population. Okay, next slide. Advantages and disadvantages convenient random sampling. So far, we explained advantages convenience. The advantages of using a convenience random sampling method, as shown in the article, are first, cost effectiveness. The researchers were able to select a sample of 159 private companies for the study, which was economically reasonable and feasible due to the cost constraints. Okay, second, time saving. The researchers were able to collect data efficiently by selecting participants based on their convenience and willingness to participate in the study. And the third, high response rate. The researcher achieved a high response rate 91.45% due to the fact that the persuade all responded personally and motivate them to participate in the survey. And the last for advantages is of access. The researchers were able to easily access potential respondents in randomly selected private business organization in Selangor, Malaysia. However, it is important to note that convenience sampling may have some limitations, such as the lack of representativeness of the sample and potential bias in the selection of participants. Okay, disadvantages convenient random sampling. The advantages of using convenient random sampling, as highlighted in the article, firstly, limited generalizability. Because sample selection is based on convenience, it may not be representative of this entire population, which may result in under or oversampling of certain characteristics of vectors. Second, lack of randomization. Participants are not selected randomly from the population, which may introduce bias and limit the validity of the result. And the third, potential self-selection bias. Participants who choose to participate in the study may have certain characteristics or traits that differ from those who choose not to participate, which may affect the overall accuracy of the result. The sample size might not be large enough to provide valid and reliable result. And the last for disadvantages is difficulty in controlling extraneous variables. The study may encounter various extraneous variables that limit to control and interpretation of the results. Thus, while convenience sampling is useful in critical situation, a researcher must be aware of the potential limitation associated with this sampling method. Next, I will pass to Rotan.
Lastly, is a conclusion. The conclusion is learn more types of sample techniques. Next is the advancement of knowledge in a variety of fields and the objective of both articles was successfully achieved. That's all from us.
Next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.